I'm Hazel, it's Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I have been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week, April is almost upon us, and we have a preview for the April trading post to check out. Fill the bar in April to earn Aura, the magical duckling pet that looks like this, and in other things that you can purchase, there will be a shark hat available. Don't forget that if you have done the Plunderstorm Renown grind, you should have an extra 750 total Trader's Tender available for you to collect from the Trader's Tender chest. It's not a bad time to see if there's any last-minute purchases that you wanted to make from March, or to start planning out how you're going to spend your tender in April. Other things this week, we have the Season 4 PTR, and with it, a bevy of Season 4 news, including previews of what the various Season 4 mounts are going to look like. So if you complete the 3 Dragonflight raids in their new Awakened form during Dragonflight Season 4, you will earn the Voyaging Wilderling Dragon Riding mount. It looks like this, and this is a dynamic flying mount, so you can dragon ride on this thing. If you do all 3 of those raids in their Awakened form on Heroic difficulty, you'll get an Awakened title for your character to use, and then doing the Awakened raids on Mythic will actually earn you path portals to the entrances of those raids, which as far as I know is the first time we've been able to earn such a thing. We also now know that our new Keystone Master mount for Season 4 is the Infinite Armoridon, and it's going to look like this, and the new PvP Vicious mount shall be the Vicious Dream Talent, looking like this. Also, controversially, there will be a chance to earn the Jigglesworth Slime Cat once more. In Season 4, you'll be able to trade 3 antique bronze bullion currency to buy this mount off of a vendor. This mount was previously available for doing the Shadowlands Faded raid during the similar Victory Lap season that we saw in Shadowlands, and at the time, we thought that was going to be the only chance that was available to get this mount. It was kind of touted as this limited time availability thing, so it's a little bit controversial that they brought it back and made it available again. I had it already, and I certainly don't mind. I think it's a great mount, and it's neat that more people will be able to get it, but that is definitely only one opinion in the general opinion sea. Speaking of the antique bronze bullions, that's going to be kind of our Dragonflight version of the old Dinar currency that we got in the Shadowlands Faded seasons. So a new currency that is set up to kind of help you cover gaps in bad luck because you might want a specific trinket or a specific weapon from a raid. You only get to farm that raid in the Awakened version every 3 weeks. So having these bullions kind of helps, make it easier to get those specific things you're looking for without needing to fight the bad luck gods. We don't know exactly how getting these antique bronze bullions is going to work, but we do know that you can trade them for specific weapons and trinkets from the various raids, or cosmetic appearances. There's an extra vendor that offers cosmetic appearances from the raid in exchange for these bullions, as well as the Slime Cat. I am hoping that since there is a cosmetic vendor for them, that you're going to be able to continue farming these bullions and not get permacapped after a certain amount of them. They stack up to 12, but we don't have details on exactly how that's going to work. In Shadowlands, each character had a flat number of them they could collect, and then that was it. And it's not clear if that's how it's going to work this time, but it would be a bit funny if you had to, in order to get the Slime Cat, if you had to give up on a set amount of, relevant current raid loot in order to do that. I don't think that's where they're going, and if that was where they went, there would be a world in which you could kind of maybe use an alt to work towards it, but we'll have to wait and see on the details. Other news this week, over in Plunderstorm, there have been a variety of hotfixes, changes, and buffs, most notably that the plunder gain from solo Plunderstorm queues has been buffed by another 50%. So if you're plundering away on your own, the Renown grind should now be even faster than it has been before. Speaking, sort of Plunderstorm, in a cryptic update from Holly Longdale, who is the executive producer and vice president for WoW, we learned this week that Plunderstorm is not the last piece of secret experimental content that they have up their sleeves. In the statement, she said that they will have, quote, more news to share soon on the next experiment we have up our sleeves. We hope those of you who are looking for PvE-focused content will enjoy what we're planning. I'm excited about that because that could mean anything. And there's already kind of a lot of stuff in the pipeline between Season 4 and The War Within. And, there's Plunderstorm going on and stuff. I wasn't expecting to have another surprise, but clearly they are keen on keeping us fed, so to speak. Given how out of the box Plunderstorm was relative to my expectations, I am very curious to see what they're working on next. Other stuff going on this week, in case you missed it, Fathom is available as a Twitch drop pet until April the 5th, so if you watch 4 hours of any WoW Twitch stream that has drops enabled, you can get your Glam Crab. And then in my life this week, I finished my Plunderstorm grind, so I'm tearing around on the Poly Roger mount. I am now chipping pieces off of the Dragonflight meta achievement. I'm working on A World Awoken for the enormous Tyvan mount that seems to have now been hotfixed into the game. People are now riding it around. Not me yet, but people. Evidently, I have been lazier than I thought about collecting the treasures from the various zones. That's one of the big things that's holding me up. So I have a pretty good amount of storm chasing as well as dirt piles on my plate for the foreseeable future. And then questions from this week. Derek wants to know, will the A World Awoken meta be only achievable during Dragonflight? So, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but so far nothing that I've seen indicates that it is going anywhere. It does not seem to be a limited time thing like the Veilstrider title was in Shadowlands. And even now you can go back and do the Shadowlands one if you wanted to get the Zaval Soul Eater mount. So, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think you have all the time in the world. Now is definitely a good time to work on it, though, not only because we're between content, but because there are groups up for a lot of the things that go faster in a group. Cobalt Assembly is a really good example of that. That's a rep that I did just recently that people put together active groups for, and it's a lot faster to do in a party of 5. Same thing with Storm Chasing, killing 200 mobs in each type of elemental storm in each zone. It's like 3,200 mobs, and that's something that you can do in a group, and there's groups around now. So if you are interested in the achievement, I would start sooner rather than later if you can. But if you can't, you're on a boat or something like that, no worries. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And then Andrew and Laura ask, hey Hazel, just wondered if you had heard anything about any new race class combinations. Seems like a while since we had any. Are there any that you would really like to see? So first of all, I'll say I haven't really heard anything. I'm not real keyed into the rumor mill. I do know that everything with the exception of Paladin, Shaman, Druid, and then like Evoker and Demon Hunter, all of the rest of the classes are already available to every race, except for Drakthir, which maybe they'll add like some Drakthir Warrior, Drakthir Mage, that would be kind of cool. But basically, most things are already, as widespread as they're going to be in terms of race class. So I don't think that they'll do it, but if I was gonna add another one, I want to see more races added to Demon Hunter, specifically gnomes, because, well, I won't say why not. I'm sure there's like very good lore reasons as to why not, but like there could be a little intro kit, an onboarding thing that has 2 spoons for your eyes and then a little pamphlet with a bunch of like angsty catchphrases, and then you're good to go. You could even have a Mechanome Demon Hunter do their I-beam with lasers. It would be great. I think that having that as an option would improve the class for me substantially. And that has been the week. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions for a news video, please pop them in the comments and include the word question to help me find them. I appreciate you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day.